Hello, welcome to an episode of Richby's Life's Adventures. Now today we're going to be building this sofa. What I did is I cut two end panels to shape that I required, and I built a centre reinforcing strip and then connected it all together with some 1" by inch battening. I cladded the front in tongue and groove, and then I used some 12mm ply on the back just to stiffen the back up so that when you're leaning against it, it doesn't bow so much. I then painted it in 2 coats of undercoat primer and then about 4 coats of eggshell finish white, brilliant white. We got the cushions from the discount part of IKEA. We tend to go in there all the time and have a look just when we're going around IKEA, and we spotted these sofa cushions and they're ideal. They're ever so comfy, so we bought those. They were £12.50 each, and we thought we ain't going to buy foam for that price, and they were ideal size. They're 700 by 700, so it gives us a nice size of seating area. We're going to have them all recovered in a nice blue. We then got the back cushions cut to shape from a chap on eBay. They cost us more than these cushions did. These were £42 for 2. Well, that's it in inches. So that's the sizes I had done. Anyway, stay tuned and watch how we did this process. Thanks for watching. Okay, for the sofa I've got 2 of these similar sized. I've scribed them into the back wall, and then one of them which is a lot smaller, which go in the middle as a support. Now I've got a cut notch in for the timbers to go across. These timbers will go side to side like that and create the skeleton of the sofa. The front will be cladded in tongue and groove. The top will have some more 12mm ply on it and holes cut in it. Hinge at the back and create extra storage pods. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get on with securing battens of wood in there. I've got some treated stuff to go along the bottom, only because in case of moisture ingress. So I've got the treated stuff at the bottom, and then this non-treated stuff is going to go along there. Plus this is thicker, so it'll take more strength. So this is treated stuff. I've got the same stuff as what's in the floor. That'll go there like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue and screw from the outside. This end here is going to put up to the shower wall, so if I put screws in there you ain't going to see them. And likewise on the other end it's going to put up to near the driver's seat, so again that's not going to be an issue if I screw from the outside. So I'm going to get on with doing that, pilot drill them, then glue and screw, and I'll make my way doing that on one side and I'll do the other end. Then with the smaller centre one, I've got to lay that in there and mark where the timbers are going to be, but I'm going to put the timbers in first. Tend to use for wood screws is plasterboard screws, because they tend not to rust with any moisture that might be in the air. I didn't want it to start bleeding through and making a mess, so I tend to use plasterboard screws. So I've got the hole drilled in there, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to line it up and then just start a hole in the wood end, just so it's not forcing the screw all the way in. Glue I'm using is Gorilla Glue. It's really strong. That's the hardest bit, getting the first one sort of stood up. It'll all get painted white. Once I've got it all on one end, before I screw it onto the other one, I can make sure it's all square. No point in squaring it up now because bits of wood can go in and out. Right, so I've got the back of it all pocket screwed on, and I've angled it back slightly as well, just to give it a bit more of a reclining sort of effect on the back. And then the cushions we're going to have cut to a wedge shape, so that will give more reclining as well. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to secure this centre reinforcing board, just to give the batten something to push down on a vertical strengthening brace. Then I'm going to put some battens down here, just so that it's not resting on the screws, it's actually resting on the wood, if you know what I mean. And I'll do one of them in each corner, and then it will sit on this one in the centre. And then once that's done, I'll cut a hole for the water fill pipe to go through the back wall, and then it will come through and then go through the floor into the water tank. But I'll wait until the seat's in for that. Then I've got to cut the top bit, and I've bought some piano hinges to go one either side so that we can lift the two sides individually, and then the front will be cladded in tongue and groove, and it'll all be painted white like the other wood, but the back is going to be carpeted, just so that when you look through the window, when you see some back, it will look carpeted, and when you take the cushions off, it will look carpeted and a bit more professional. Deciding whether to put some of that knock-on trim on this edge, just so that it stops the white going grubby with fingers and whatever, but we'll worry about that later. I can put that at any stage. It's gone together quite easy. I've had to taper the back bit of it because obviously that bit leans, so I've had to cut that at an angle to fit the different widths and the different batten sizes. So now I'm going to get on with centering this and securing this, and then after that it will be cutting the hole for the waste pipe to stick through the wall. Alright, so we've got all the tongue and groove in, going along the front, and we've decided we had these scraps of wood sort of kicking around. So to hide all the screws, rather than sitting there fillering them all, we're going to put this on. This one's not clamped and glued yet. We just got this clamped up, give it a couple of hours and it should be solid, and then we can start on the bottom one. I think it looks quite good, a little bit church pewy, but that'd be good. If Debbie was to pass me the hinge. Thank you, assistant. This will go along the back here, and we've got another one for that side, and then that will enable us then to lift up the back for storage. And the good thing about having this, we did contemplate on cutting an arch in there so we could put long things in, but then you're trying to shoehorn it underneath the upper brace, so we kept it as two separate sections so we can have, I don't know, towels and duvets and that in one. And then this side is going to be the heater matrix blower, the water fill pipes, and so on. But there'll be a room for a bit of storage. I am tempted to box that off a little bit, but there's going to be a load of ducting pipes. What we're going to do as well is bore some holes in here similar size to that, because the heater box that goes in there is going to require an air replacement. So we're going to pull it in from behind the seat, because there's going to be about an inch at the back between this and the vapor barrier. And then what it'll do is it'll pull cold air in from below the window, pull it down in through them vent holes into the heater box, exchange with the warm water, and then when we have some heat vents put on the front of here and in the bathroom and that, it will circulate that cold air from the window around the van, so it'll act a bit more like a radiator in the house. I think it'll be a lot more thermally efficient with circulating that cold damp air from the window. So now we're going to get started putting them holes in the back walls, and we'll show you soon. Right, so it's all finished apart from painting. That's 2 coats of primer on there and 1 coat of top coat. So I've got about another 2 coats of top coat to do. I'm going to caulk down this corner as well before I do the next coat of top coat, just to get rid of that little gap that it's got where I've not been very good at cutting. But yeah, looks all right. So I'm going to get on with caulking that, and then I'll do the million coats. It feels like a million coats anyway. Here we have it, all done, painted, carpeted the back, put some vent holes in there, in the back there as well. There'll be griddles going over them so things don't drop through. Put some vent holes in the base just to keep the cushions active. There'll be a hot air vent cut through there, another one there. There'll be a 230-volt main socket put on there, and the heater control dials to isolate the floor heating, etc. It's alright, it's not me trumping, that's my shoes again. I put these blocks on there because this bit stands out further than that. It made the back bow a bit, so I just put this on there just to sit against the back of the van. Just stop that bit from bowing so much. Yeah, turned out nice. Many coats of eggshell white on there. There's probably 2 coats of primer and probably 4 coats of top coat. It just weren't covering very well. I haven't worried too much about that ink because that's going to be against the shower wall, so that's fine. Got some cushions to go on there, I'll show you that now. Right, so I got the cushions. Got them from the discount bit of IKEA. £12.50. You couldn't buy the foam for that. They're super comfy. Bought that at the back. That's wedge shaped. Yeah, I think when it's all covered, it'll look all right. So that about wraps up our sofa build. That just leaves us to have it all reupholstered. We're going to wait until we're a bit more further along in the build. What we've got for the time being is a blue throw that we're just going to put over it, because what we want to do is we want to have these upholstered and the front seats reupholstered at the same time so they all match. We're going to do it in a blue or a blue tartan with black leather on the outside, or a leatherette, and then we'll have these all done in a similar design so they all tie together. But we probably won't do that until about next year. We'll get the van finished first, and like I said, we'll make do with a throw on this until that point. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. If you like what you've seen, it's been helpful, please like, please subscribe, and please share. And if you really feel like it, hit that little bell icon and you'll get to see all our future videos. And on that note, we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.